So at some stage when you're out in the trails, you're going to come across something that's across the trail that we've got to get over. It could be a thin tree like that one there, about the size of this. We might have to get across a washout that might be that wide, and that deep. We've got to get over that. Or it could just be a rock shelf that we've got to get our front wheel up and over. So to do that, we're going to use the energy that's stored inside the springs and the shocks on our bike to assist us. So this isn't about clutch popping, this isn't about heaving the bike up, this is just using the bike suspension and the energy that's stored inside that. Because we want to take the weight off the front wheel. Because if this was a sharp rock wedge and I just rode straight into it, I could get myself a pinch flat, or I could damage the rim of my front tyre. Something small like this, just a log, well, this we could just roll straight over. We've got very tall travel in our suspension on our dirt bikes and adventure bikes, and we can just roll pretty much straight over this one. But when we get to something bigger, we need to add a little bit more. So for this one, as I come down here, now this is all about doing it slowly, because this is about control. Yes, I could come down here and just launch off that kicker. It'd be really easy. Fly. But who knows what's on the other side of it. So we're going to do this slowly in control. And I'm going to do it in second gear. Second gear, we could do it in first, but what you find in first gear, the throttle's going to be a lot more twitchy. So second gear just dumbs it down a little bit for us. If we're on the big bike, if I was on the Africa Twin, I'd do it in first gear because I would stall if I tried to do it in second on the big bike. So, as I come down here, towards my log that might be over the track, all I'm going to do is drop the suspension down. I just want to compress that suspension down. And it's all about timing, because I want to compress that suspension, and then when I release, I want it to be releasing on my front wheel here, so there's no weight on the front wheel when it hits it. It's just going to pop up and over. So all this one, we're pretty much just rolling over it. I just want you to come, compress that suspension, release it, roll.
Do you accelerate?
No, I don't want you to touch the front brake at all for this one here. If you're going too fast over the front one to the second one, use a bit of rear brake to slow yourself down. You'll see why in just a second. So it's just about timing. Compress, we get that released, and we're just going to go straight up and over a little one like that. Come on down here. And then we come down to something bigger that's on the trail. Now if I just try and roll over this one, well, I'm going to bottom out and I'll be seesawing, teeter-tottering like a seesaw, because I'll just be sitting on my back plate with the wheels off the ground. So I need to add a little bit more to this one. And this is all about timing. Now you're not necessarily going to get the timing right, it does take practice, but you'll know when you get it right and you're going to know when you get it wrong. It's just used to the feeling. So for this one here, as I come down to this one, once again, I'm just squatting the suspension down. That's all I'm doing, like that. I'm pushing down through the pegs. So I want to push the pegs down. I'm not trying to push off the pegs, I push myself up. I'm pushing the pegs down, just squatting down. That's going to sit the suspension down. Now, when I've got the maximum amount of traction on the rear wheel, so at the bottom of that squat down, I actually want to add a little bit of a blip with the throttle. And I stress it is a little blip with the throttle. Because if our weight's back and we do a big one, we're going to be popping a massive wheelie over here and we're going to be way out of control. So we don't want to get our weight back, because if our weight goes back, our wrist goes down. So we're just going to stay nice and centered, squat that down at the bottom of the squat. When the maximum amount of tension, I'm just going to go flip. And what that's going to do is going to take the weight off the front wheel. The front wheel might come up this far off the ground. And that's all it's got to do, is to sail up over there, and then we're going to go flop down. And if you get it right, you'll come down both wheels together on the other side. Now, when you get it right, you're going to go, that felt really good. And when you get it wrong, you're going to go, well, that felt crap. It's one of those things, this is an exercise you know when you get it right, because it will feel really, really good. But it's all about timing, because if I squat that suspension down too early and give a blip, well, before the log. So you need to know where your front wheel is. And I know that seems like a dumb thing, because you go, I know where the front wheel is, it's down there. but you need to know where it is without looking at it. Because if you're looking at it, your weight is going to be over the front of the bike, and you're not going to get that pop and the release off the front wheel. So we want to keep our head up. I'll be looking down at the trees down there. And the bottom of the compression, that's when we give the blip. If our blip is out, and it's too early or too late, well, we're not going to get that release with the front wheel and get that front wheel off the ground. This isn't about hopping wheeling. That's kind of the start of it. So this is just about taking the weight off the front wheel, giving more traction to the rear, making the front nice and light so we can get over hazards. It's not always going to be pretty. You're going to go over logs out in the trail and go, what? Didn't feel very good, or that didn't look very good. So you're going to get over. So I'll give you a demo. I'll show you what I mean. And you're going to see that I'm going slowly, because it's about control. Because yeah, I could just launch over this, bit of a kicker there, woo, easy as. But then what if I've got that cliff over there down the other side? So I'm going to do it really slow. The slow is control. Speed will come later on. It's all about having that control. So upper body is going to be quite still. It's all going to come from here. We want to keep our weight centered. Yeah, we don't want to go back, because if you go back, if your bum goes back, that's when you're likely to get that weight back, lift down, and you're going to come at that to the bike. So just keep centered. We don't want forward. We just want centered. So weight over our pegs, and it's just squatting down, flip, and up and over we go. And you'll see when I do it, note how much throttle I'm using. A little bit. Hopefully, I'll get it right. Okay, Jet, you doing this one?
Can I just stand over there to help the guys get up?
No, that's where I'm going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, picking you up. Now, if you do, when you guys do it, if you go over this one, you get a little bit out of control, don't grab your front base. Walk your rear up. Because if you grab your front on that gravel, it's probably going to wash. And today we're a bit lucky, it's not a cliff down there, it's just a grass slope that goes down. So if you do run long, it's not the end of the world today. So let me just show you, and then I'll take that.
In the shade, man.
It's all about using it and thinking. Are you going to do this?
Yeah.
Rolling over that one. The breath.
I want to see you do that on your Africa.
There's not a great deal of throttle, is there? It's just enough to take the weight off the front wheel. Make the front wheel nice and light. Questions?
You go first, Harry.
Nope. Okay. So what we're going to do, before you even come down and do this, I've got an exercise that we're going to do up here which is really going to help you. Because if you just come down and do this, it'll make it harder. So we'll just do a 5-minute exercise up here, and that will really help you with this. As I said, it's just about timing. If you're too late, too early, it's not going to work. That first one I did wasn't awesome. The second one was better. The timing was just fractionally out on that first one. It's going to happen. But the main thing is just getting over. Getting over, under control of your bike. I think, Chris, you said this morning about with a log.
Yep.
Come on over here, everyone. If we're out in the bush and it's been raining, it's wet, these logs, the trees,
Slippery as fuck.
super slippery. Yeah. So where you can, you always want to hit them square on. Because if you hit them side on, it's going to kick the rear of your bike, your rear wheel's going to slide, and it's going to kick the rear of your bike out. So where you can, you always want to hit them square on. If you can't hit them square on, you've got to hit it at a bit of an angle. You've got to already be planning for that tail to be sliding along the log and coming down. But most times you can take them fairly square. Okay? So yeah, the important is hit logs as square as you can. 45-degree angle, really bad. Your rear wheel's just going to slide down that log. You're like bloody ice. Okay, let's head back up to the asphalt just in front, behind the bike there. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. On the bike. First, just get comfortable putting down those suspension. You can see that suspension?
You remember, Harry, like how you made babies? Same.
And then once you're comfortable just getting that little squat, squatting that down, well that's when we can add. What? The blip is when I've got the compression on the rear wheel. So
I have no strength. I tried now. I tried to put my balls on my feet. I got no strength.
So we don't want lots of throttle and trying to hold a big wheelie for ages. We just want that little blip just to stay in control, to be able to take the weight off the front wheel and hop over our log. So what I'll get you to do, everyone ride in the same direction, just clockwise around this mound here, up here, and just start bouncing. Just getting that compression right, and then when you're comfortable, try and add the little blip. I'm just going to put my bike.
Up or down my heel?
Have you ever lifted a wheel before?
On my bike by mistake, yes. On my road bike all the time.
I've never lifted a wheel in my life. So when you do it, your knees are actually coming forward a little bit and they're squatting that front suspension in. Just like that.
Now I got some bad news for myself. So this leg's good. The other leg, I've had a L34 3 years ago and I got zero strength in that ankle.
If you can't do it, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm going to do that. I'm
just
saying,
see how you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a go.
Just give it a go, see how you go.
Go for it, Harry. Come on.
Ah, but not for me.
Really?
I'm a bush.
Malacca. Ooh.
Baby, you're throwing your chest forward. All it is foot down. Pushing the pegs down. Right. Don't try and throw your chest forward, because then that goes weight to the front wheel. Yeah. We want the front wheel back.
Did you fall? Did you fall?
Yeah.
Where?
Whiskey throttle over there.
Oh shit, sorry, I didn't even see,
I
man.
slipped and I pulled the bloody accelerator.
Oh,
Come on down this way, everyone. So I could feel it shot me in the arse when I went up. Yeah, it's a timing thing.
And that's, I don't know if it's good or bad otherwise, but it felt all right.
Yeah. No,
Maybe I wasn't standing up high
but
enough.
you got a couple right,
Yeah.
and they landed both wheels together, and you would have gone, oh, that felt good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you landed front wheel first, it's not quite the
you
timing.
immediately out of it.
So you're not always going to get it right. You're going to make a mess of it. Maybe that's how you get over them.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about hitting them at speed. Slow as control. Get over it, because you know the tracks are, who knows what's out there. So just hit them nice and slow, first or second gear.
You always
depending on
want
what-
to and turn around and go back.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Hey, I've done that plenty of times. Just going down tracks and gone, no, I'm not going down there. Turn around and go back. There's no shame to it. You're better off, knowing when to turn around. So all in all, that was pretty good. So come on over this way. You want to pull, but yeah, there's just no need. You're just expelling more energy in it, because the springs and the shock, that's got doing all the work for you. All it is, we're just squatting forward. So knees actually go slightly forward, but we're squatting down. And when our knees go forward, it just compresses the front. We're pushing down on the springs, not trying to push up off the springs. If that makes sense. Sorry, compressing the springs. We're not trying to push off the pegs on them. We're pushing the pegs down, not trying to jump off the pegs. And yeah, pulling up. What you find when you try and pull the bars up, you go one side harder than the other, and your bars end up all wonky on your landings and that. So yeah, it's just practice. It's practice to get the timing right. So yeah, when you don't have to have a log, you could just put a stick on the ground or a broom handle on the ground and practice on a hard surface. It's easier to practice on a hard surface because you get more traction. than on the dirt. So if you want to practice it, start off on a nice hard surface, a tar surface. Just get the compression going. Get those springs. Da, da, da. You know, sometimes I'll come into a log and I'll just do a couple of practice ones as I'm coming in, especially if it's a big log. So, okay, I've got to get this right, bang. And just a couple of practice ones. Yeah, just practice.
Is it bigger log there? Is there a different technique there?
Same. I've just got to get the front wheel a bit further off the ground.
I mean, you're not using clutch or right, or nothing, you're not flipping or...
No, we don't need to pop the clutch. Not for this stuff. That's that's wheelie school. And once we start doing that, that adds a lot of complexity to it. We can practice having the revs up and popping the clutch and lifting the front wheel up. That works, but it's just a lot harder. This is just the easy way when you're on the trails to do it. So keep it simple.
So you brought a piece of house back with you?
Yep, absolutely. And I know a couple of weeks ago when I rode across Howes, it had quite a few sandy spots because everything's drying out. The sand's getting light and fluffy, and it's in corners as well over in Howes. But usually sand is what most bike riders struggle with. I probably have more people come in and go, I'm here because I've dropped my bike in sand before. So we're going to have a look at how we can ride sand. Now the technique that we're going to use on these little bikes is the same technique we'd use on the bigger bikes. For the little ones it is easier because these weigh 100 kilos as opposed to your 200, 250 kilo big adventure bikes, which you're going to want to bog down even more in the sand. So it's really important to get the technique right on the light bike, and it will transfer to our bigger bike. So, like our slippery surfaces, I said you want to get more weight on the rear wheel instead of the front wheel. So before I come into the sand, I want to get my weight back a little bit. As I said, I'm not trying to hang off the back of the bike, but I'm just going to shift the hips back a little bit on the bike to get it just after centre. Okay. Second thing we want to do, so our weight's back, lightening up the front wheel, but we want to stay on the gas. That's the most important thing. Stay on the gas. Now, we don't have to go stupid fast through here. We just need a nice constant throttle, because when we're on the throttle, it's sitting the rear down and lightening the front of the bike up. So we're not trying to pop a wheelie through here. That would work, but we don't need to do that. If I came through at 60 Ks, it would work as well. But the consequences of getting it wrong at 60 Ks are far greater than just going steady. Now I can ride this slow, I can ride it fast, or I can just ride it steady. And steady on that throttle all the way through. Now, but what happens, most people, they get into the sand and you can see that all these lines through here, none of them are straight. You're not going to be able to ride a straight line through here. Probably not. Your bike is going to move around. And remember, we're standing on the bike, so I can actually move my weight around on the bike. But when that front wheel starts to move, everyone's natural reaction is to go, oh crap, and roll off the throttle. We roll off the throttle, we get a transfer of weight, and that front wheel's going to fold underneath you, and then when we get picking up bike practice in the sand. So, weight back, stay on the gas. And that is the one thing you will all hear me calling out here, on the gas, on the gas, on the gas. Because when we're on the gas, it's pushing the rear wheel down, keeping the front nice and light. Keep your head up, look where you want to go, which is straight through the trees down there. And your bike will move around. But when it moves around, that means stay on the gas. It's going to split. You will find people will be going out this way or that way. But if you stay on the gas, the bike will straighten itself up and go straight. I promise you. But it's trusting, because that's go get completely against all our instincts. Our instincts are, oh crap. That's just the easiest technique for riding it. Just nice and steady on the throttle. But if you have a lot of sand and you're on the throttle, you're going to be building up speed, and eventually you might be going, oh crap, I'm going way too fast. There's another technique, is a blipping technique you use in sand to control your speed. Very quickly going blip, 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 on and off the throttle. But you've got to do it quickly, because if you're too slow at it, transfer of weight. But if we go quickly, blip, 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 dig, 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 and that can control your speed through there as well. I'll show you both techniques through here.
Anything in steering you should think about, or not?
Feet.
Okay.
We're not with the bars. If your bike's moving around, it's pressure on the feet. If we're on Howes Trail where it's in the corners, I'm using my feet. Pressure on that foot. I'm not trying to think about using the bars in the sand. So let me give you a couple of demos. Now, if Juliet was a great person, she would have raked all this. I bought a brand new rake yesterday, and she would have raked it all and made it nice and easy for me.
On you, Juliet.
But she's mean.
I'm so sorry,
She's
guys.
really mean. And she said to me that stuff them because nobody's raking the sand out there on the trails.
Yep.
So, and if I did, by the time I do my demos, it'd be chopped up anyway. Don't try and stay in somebody else's track, because that means you're looking down at it, trying to stay in that track, and the weight will be on your front wheel, and you won't be able to do it. Keep your head up. My peripheral vision can still see down there. Head up, on the gas, plate back, away you go. Let's. I'll show you a couple of different methods.
You're gonna come do house with me next time?
Sorry?
You're gonna come do house?
Who comes to my house?
House trail that we're talking about. Every now and then you get 100 meters of this at the blue. Just riding along going like, this is fucking awesome. Then next thing you just got this deep sand out the middle of nowhere.
So the bike moves around, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, let it move. Stay on the gas, it's going to stay upright. But the bike will move. All through there. Squiggle, 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 squirrels.
Loads of squirrels.
The front wheel, it will, but the key was on the gas. Now, you can ride it slowly, but it's going to move around more and slowly. And on a big bike, it's going to want to bog in more.
Right.
So momentum is your friend. You want to keep it going. Just steady. Yeah, fast is easy. It's going to move around, but consequences of getting it wrong fast could be broken ribs or hitting trees.
That's so, when you know.
So just steady. Okay. So what we're going to do, come do it in second gear. Once again, weight back, head up, stay on the gas. Through the trees there. When you go through there's a really sharp left-hand bend. Bit of clay there. I'd suggest that's a good bend for a seated corner. Get forward in that seat, foot out. Whoa. Give it a bit of gas. Ooh, back of the bike's going to skip out a bit, but have a bit of fun. Change up gears. You know, get up to third gear or whatever across there, through the water, go all the way around, come down. If you want to go over the logs, you can. If you don't, just go around the logs and back through the sand. But yeah, just control all the way around. Putting together all the little things that we've done today with our corners, standing, seated, mud, clay, seated corners, standing corners, just combining everything now into bigger laps. If you don't want to do the sand, just ride around it. That's okay. I don't care. If you don't want to do the logs, don't do them. That's fine. And we'll just have a bit of a ride. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now, if you're too hot or you're exhausted, hey, sit it out. Go and get a drink. Yeah, I'm not making you do any of this stuff. I don't want anybody injuring themselves if they're not comfortable doing it. Okay.
All good?
Get riding, guys.
Go, baby. Come on.
I just moved my bike out of the way.
So you put it down way up the top there.
Yeah, I went to do it and my hand slipped and I pulled
gave it all gas?
fucking throttle and my hand was off. My right hand was off and I was with one hand.
Oh, you see? All those extra whiskeys last night. Oh.
one up here.
Ah, right. Tell you what, sand is so much easier on these.
Isn't it?